The musical is a brilliant episode of the Doris Day Show, and I think it's maybe even more powerful today than it was at the time, at least for me personally. This is the 22nd episode of the first season, directed by Bruce Bilson, and it aired originally in 1969. And Doris Martin has been tasked with directing the elementary school's latest musical. And she decides to put on a musical that shows the changes in dance moves and the changing attitudes that young people have. And the school's principal is really not happy with this. He doesn't approve of this display of the children flailing around and acting in ways that he doesn't think is appropriate for the schools, for the pupils of his elementary school. And the lesson there, as Doris slowly begins to show him, is that times change and fashions change, and she shows him by giving him a showcase of what he would have been like in his youth, and how maybe their behaviours would have been considered inappropriate by their elders. And I love it. It's a really important message that still lives up today. I'm at the age, I'm 30, and realise I'm still relatively wet behind the ears, but even I now look at the younger generation and think, what on earth are you doing? And I know that my elders said the same thing about me, and I think every generation will do, forever, really. And it's such an important message that you may not think the younger generations are doing anything logical. They may be behaving in ways that you think are inappropriate, and they're behaving maybe too grown up, but as this episode shows, and as the musical that Doris Martin puts on shows, every generation thinks that about the next generation. And it's a lovely message, and it's something that I think is great to be reminded of, because, as I said, I have those thoughts about the younger generation, and it's important that somebody will remind me, like this, that actually the generation above me thought that about me. I'm sure that today's youngest generation will think that about the next generation. It's beautifully told. It's a lot of fun. The young actors in it are brilliant. There's some brilliant choreography going on and some fabulous costumes. I would have liked to have seen the production put on full, because we get to just see snippets of rehearsals, but it's confined to the limitations of the 20-something minute episode. But I think it was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. Maybe one of my favourite episodes in a while. Maybe not one of my favourite episodes of all time, but certainly in a long time. It had the full cast in it as well, which doesn't always happen that much. We had Buck and LeRoy and Billy and Toby, Juanita, and even Nelson was in it as well. And we had Teal playing Mr. Ekstrom, the school's principal. I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. The musical is definitely a really good episode.